Hello friends, welcome to the 35th session of Hybris tutorial. In this session, we are going to learn the third part of back office customization. Guys, in the video number 33rd and 34th, we had learned how to create a new tab into existing type and how to create a new attribute into an existing tab. So we have already learned these concepts in the video number 33rd and 34th. Guys, in case you have not watched those videos, you can watch those videos. The link of video number 33rd and video number 34th is given in the description box as well as in the top right corner in the card section. But in this video, guys, we are going to learn about how to create a new tree node inside this left panel. As you can see, we do have multiple tabs over here, right? You can see we do have this price setting, we do have this internationalization tab, right? We do have multiple tabs. If I just open like WCMS, right? You can see we do have multiple options over here. So in this video, guys, we are going to create a new tree node, or it means a new tab or a new link in this panel. And once we open that new tab, for example, if I open this website, right, I will open a new window. In this, we will open a new window like this. So we will be creating a new tab, and once we click on that link, we will be opening a new type. So we are going to, guys, learn all these things in this video. For example, like I have opened this website, right? If I search for electronics, it will give me the result. So we will learn all these things as well. Like if I need to search by the for example, I need to search by ID or I need to search by catalog. So all these configurations we are going to learn. So we are going to learn about the simple search as well as this advanced search, how we can customize this advanced search. And if I just search like I am doing a blank search, right? Over here you guys can see we do have four columns, right? If I want to add one more column, fifth column, right, in this list, how we can add that? So all these concepts we are going to learn in this video. So guys, I think this video is going to be very informative for you in case you are working in any development projects. Such type of back office customization you would need to do very frequently, right? So we are going to learn all these concepts in this video. Also, guys, I will be uploading the notes of this video, notes plus code files of this video on the Google Drive, and I will share the link of the Google Drive in the comment section of the video. So you can just click on the link and can download all the code files and the notes which we are going to explain in this video. So guys, I have already done the B2C accelerator setup. That is why I am able to open this back office. Also, my server is also up. In case you have not done the B2C accelerator setup, you can watch my video. Link of video is given in the description box as well as in the top right corner in the card section. So you can just watch that video and can see how you can do the local setup in your system as well. But for now, I have already done this setup and my server is already up. I have already shown in that video how you can bring your server up. Right now, before starting anything, firstly we will write the requirement. So our requirement is, so my requirement is I need to add one tree node right in the left panel of back office with name training underscore product, right? So what I want to say, we will add one more option here with name as training underscore product, right? And once I will click like this over here, I will see option training product, right? So inside this training product option, training product tree node, I should be able to open the training product type, right? So guys, since Hybris doesn't provide this out of box training product type, right? So this is a custom type. So for that, we need to create a new item type with name training product, which will extend the product type, right? So this is what I have to do. Firstly, I have to create a new training node, a new tree node with the name training underscore product, right? And once I will click on the arrow in front of that tree node, I should be able to access the training product type, right? So once I am able to access the training product type, after that, what I will do, I will customize this simple search. So second thing I need to do, so this is the first thing, right? Second thing I need to do is I need to customize the simple search of training product type. What this customization means, for example, if I can just show you over here, if I just search for the April, right? If I just search for the April UK, you will see that I'm not able to search, right? But if I just search for April, you can see I am able to search, right? If I search for April site, you can see still I am able to search, right? But if I just search for April DE or April UK, you see I am not able to search. So it means, what it means, this simple search is working whenever I am giving this name fields, right? If I am giving April site DE, April site DE, it is giving me result, right? But if I just write electronics, I mean this name April DE or April UK or this catalog version column names, this thing is not working. This simple search is not working. You can see if I'm writing April UK, it is not giving me any results. So this type of customization, that you want this simple search to work on which column, this type of customization we are going to learn in this part. In the part B, I need to customize the simple search of training product type, right? Then what we will do, we will customize this advanced search section. Guys, this is the advanced search section. So we will customize this advanced search section. Then third part is we need to customize the advanced search section, right? There I will add the multiple fields through which we can do the searching, right? And for some fields I will write this as equals. For some field, you can see we do have this contains, so we will learn how we can configure this. If I want this id to be auto populated as contains, how we can do that, so we are going to learn all these things. So after that, guys, what we will do, we will customize this list section as well. For example, if I want to add one more column over here, right, how I can do. So the next requirement is I need to customize the list view of any type, right? So this is also we are going to learn in this video. And guys, the next and last part is we need to add For example, if I just search this April UK, you will see we do have detailed view of this April UK, right? So you can see we do have this detailed view. So what we are going to do, we are going to add one attribute into a particular section. For example, this is a base store config section, right? So over here we do have multiple attributes. Similarly, we will choose one tab, and inside that tab into the product, right? Inside that tab into this training product type, we will add one custom attribute, right? So next thing is we need to add a custom attribute into a particular section, into a particular tab. So guys, we have already learned this portion, the portion number E in our video number 34th, but still I will explain this part as well in this video. So guys, once you learn all these concepts which I am going to explain in this video, I think you will have covered most of the concepts related to the back office customization. After watching this video, most of the concepts related to back office customizations will be clear to you. But since we are going to cover multiple points in this video is going to be a bit lengthy. But I think this video will be very informative for you. So after this, guys, what we are going to do, the first thing is we need to create a new extension to implement these requirements. Guys, in case your system has already an extension which has extended the Y back office template, you should use that extension. For example, if I can just show you my Eclipse, right, you can see this is the hybrid tube back of extension which I already have, right? Similarly, you can have your own extension. For example, I have these two extensions, hybrid tube back office extension, hybrid tube back office custom attributes. So these two extensions are already there in my system which we had created for our previous videos. So in case your application also has a one extension which extends the Y back office template, you should not create a new extension. You can use that extension as well. For example, this is hybrid to back office custom attributes, right? Inside this resources folder, we have this important config.xml file, so you can do your changes over here as well, right? So in case you already have one extension which extends the Y back office template, then you should not create a new extension. But since for this video, I want all the functionalities in this video to be independent from other videos. That is why, for your betterment, I am going to create everything from the very scratch, right? So what I am going to do, the first thing is I am going to create one extension, right? And for that, what I will do, I will go to my I'm in command line. I will firstly bring down my server. So I'm bringing down my server. You can see I have brought down my server and I am in the folder platform folder, right? So over here, guys, I will fire this command and extgen to create a new extension. So you can see I have fired this command, but this is throwing an exception and is not recognized. So what I will do, I will just fire this command to firstly set the art environment. So I have fired this command, and after that, guys, I will fire this command and extgen. And once I fire this command, after that, in some time it will ask me to choose the template on which I want to create my extension. So I will be going to choose the Y back office template. So you can see, guys, now it is asking me to choose the template. right? So I will choose this template. Why back office, right? Why back office, right? So after that, guys, it is asking me to give the name of the extension. So I will give the name as Hybris Tube Advanced Back Office Customization, right? So this is the name I am going to give, right? Hybrid to advanced back office customization. You can give the name of your extension as per requirement or as per your wish, but for now I have choose this. Then it is asking me to choose the or to enter the package name, and as per convention, I will be using this de.hybris.training. We have used the same package structure in all our videos. So that is why I'm choosing this de.hybris.training package. You can give the name of your package structure as per your requirement or as per your wish. So I'm pressing the enter. Now it is asking me, do you want this to be registered as SaaS extension? So I will select it as true. And so I am just pressing the enter. Now it is asking, do you want to create a simple widget? Yes, we want. And now it is asking, do you want to create a sample style sheet? No, I don't want. And since false is selected as by default, so I will just press the enter. And guys, after some time, you will see that our new extension will be created. So you can see this build is successful and our new extension would have been created. So let's see if our new extension is created or not. So you can see now I am in our Hybris suite. So I am in Hybris bin custom, and you can see, guys, this new extension has been created, right? So after creating this extension, now what is our next task? Our next task is we need to add this newly created extension into our local extension.xml. So I am adding this extension into our local extension.xml. So I will just copy this, right? I'm just copying this, and then I will just replace the name of our extension. So this is the task, guys, you have to do. So I hope, guys, this is clear to you what you need to do, right? So after doing that, guys, after adding this extension into our local extension.xml, what is our next task? I need to create the new item type, right? New item type, training product item type, right? Which we had discussed this training product item type. So what I am going to do, I am going to open the training core items.xml, right? In this training items core items.xml, I'm going to create a new item type training product, right? New item type training product, and which will be extending the product item type, right? And what I am going to do inside this training product item type, I am going to create one attribute. I am going to create one attribute, my product quality. My product quality. This is the new attribute I am going to create. I hope this is clear to you. Now we will go into our training core items.xml, and guys, we had created this training core item. I mean training core extension in our chapter number 2. In case you are watching this video directly, you can see how we had created this training core extension. So I'm just going into the training core extension. So you can see I am going into training core extension. So this is training core and training core item.xml, right? And in this training core item.xml, we define multiple types, right? Over here only, guys, I will define my new type, and that new type should look like this. So you can see this as the new item type I have created. You can see item type code is equal to training product, and guys, this is extending the product, right? This is extending the product item type. And then we have auto create is equal to true, generate is equal to true. I have already explained you the meaning of this auto create is equal to true and generate is equal to true, right? This is for the description of this item type which we have created, and this is the new attribute which is of type string we have defined. So I hope this is clear to you. We have already learned all these concepts in our video related to items.xml. In case still the concept is not clear to you, you can watch our videos related to items.xml. The link of video is given in the description box as well as in the top right corner in the card section. But this is the new item type I have created. So once this new item type I have created, once I do the and all, and once I bring my server up and perform the system update, there will be a new table into our DB with the name training product, which will contains the attributes of the product item type as well. Why it will contains the attributes of the product item type as well? Because it is this training product is extending the product item type. That is why it will have the attributes of the product item type as well. So after doing this entry, guys, after that, what we have to do, we have to build our project, right? So I have to perform the ant all. Why I have to perform the ant all? So that the corresponding model class should also get created into our application. So I am going to perform ant all. I have already added this extension into my local extension.xml. So I am performing the ant all now. And guys, this and all will take some time. It will take around 15 minutes, and the same time it will take in your system as well. So after performing the and all, guys, we will see that a new training product model would have been created. So let's wait for the build to get completed. After that, we will perform the next steps. So guys, now you can see and all command has been finished successfully. Now what is my next task? I will import the newly created extension. I will import the newly created extension which we have created just before some time before this one. So I will just import this extension into Eclipse. So for that, what I'm going to do, I'm just going into File tab, then I'm just going into Import, right, then existing project into Workspace, and then I will just go to browse. So you can see now I am into the custom, right? So you can see this is the extension which we had to import. So I'm just selecting this, and then guys, I'm just clicking on the finish button. And once I'm clicked on the finish button, you will see that we do have that extension Hybris Tube custom advanced back office customization, right? We do have this extension, right? And before opening this Hybris Tube advanced back office customization, let's verify whether we have this training product model or not. So you can see training product model.java has been created, and since we have created a Jalo class as well, that is why this training product.java was also created, because over here we had mentioned the Jalo class name, right? So it means now this training product has been created, and in the training product model we do have one attribute. We do have one attribute with the name product quality, right? So you can see we do have attribute my product quality into training model.java. Right now, what we are going to do, we are going to go into our newly created extension, Hybris, this one, Hybris Tube Advanced Back Office Customization. We will go inside the resources. We are going inside the resources, and we will open our important file Hybris Tube Advanced Back Office Customization Back Office Config.xml. right? So guys, over here only we will do our, or we will write our custom code. So what we are going to write over here we will be firstly creating a tree node, right? Then we will be creating customized search thing, and then we will be doing the customization of advanced search. Then we will be customizing the list view. So we are going to do all these things. So how our code would look like? It would look like something like this. So you can see we have this code. Don't worry about this code. I will be uploading this file as well onto the Google Drive, and will share the link of this file in the comment section of this video. So you can just download this file into your system as well and can use this. What we have done over here guys, we have firstly creating a tree node, right? And the tree node should be, the name should be the training product. It means there should be one tree node with the name training underscore product, and for that guys we have written this code, right? After that guys, what we have done, we have over here we have done the written the attributes which needs to be there into our list view means this view. If I can just show you list view, this means what all column should be there that we have specified over here, right? Over here. And then we have guys, this is the section for the advanced search. Over here what we are doing, whatever the attributes which needs to be there into the advanced search, so those are we have mentioned. And what should be the comparator, equals, contains, or what, so those we have mentioned over here. You can see for some I have written the operator as equals, so for some I have written the contains. You can see with the name I have used the operator contains. So once we will bring this functionality up, I will show you that with the name attribute, the operator will be the contains. For others, the operator will be equals, right? I think it is clear to you. This is the customization of advanced search, right? And then this is the customization for the searching. It means over here what I am doing, I am showing that this search will, either you will enter the code or name, this search will work for you. This thing, if I can just show you the simple search one, that will also work over here. I hope guys this is clear to you. Still I will upload this file into the Google Drive, and there you can just download this file, right? So after doing all these things guys, now we just have to bring our server up. So I am bringing my server up. I am going to command line again, and I am just bringing my server up. So you can see I have fired this command, and my server will take around 15 minutes to come up. And once my server comes up guys, then we will perform the system update. So let's wait for the server to come up, then we will perform the system update. So guys, now you can see my server is up and running. It has taken almost this time to come up. Now what is our next task? We will perform the system update. Why we need to perform the system update? Because we have added a new item type into our items.xml. So to create the corresponding table into the DB, we need to perform the system update. So to perform the system update, I will open the HSC, and I will open the HSC with this URL, April UK local 9000 login.jsp. Then I will use the credentials, username as admin, and the password as Nimda. After that, I will go to platform, and then I will go to update. Right after that, what I will do, I will just unselect this option and will keep the update running system and localized type as true. So you can see I have kept the update running system and localized type as true, and then I will perform the system update. So once the system update gets finished, this new table, training product table, will get created into the DB. And after that, guys, what we will do, we will create one or two rows of data into this, I mean, table. So how we will add two or three rows of data into this table? So for that, we will write our impacts, and guys, impacts will look like something like this. So you can see this is the first product which we are going to add. So I will just change its name, say Hybris Tube product one, right? And second is the Hybris Tube product 2. So this is the first one, and then we do have second one has hybrid to product 2. I will just change the product ID. So this is the impacts which we are going to run after the system update gets finished. So guys, this system update will take almost 20 minutes to get finished. Once the system update get finished, we will import this impact. So let's wait for the system update to get finished, then we will perform our next steps. So guys, now you can see system update has been finished successfully. Now, what is our next task? We will insert the data into the training product table, which we have newly created. So, for that, guys, what we are going to do, I will go into the console, then I will go into Impex import, right? I will go into the Impex import over here, and I will just run the impacts. So you can see this is the impact. So I will just click on the validate content, and once I click on the validate content, you can see it is showing a message script is valid. Then I will click on the import content. So once I click on the import content, guys, it will be basically inserting this data into the training product item type. You can see in the backend we have already received the message that the import is successful. This message will be displayed over here as well in this console as well in some time. So let's wait for that message to appear. You can see import has been finished successfully. We can cross check as well. We can go to this training product table, and we can see we should have some rows into this training product table. So you will see that we will have some rows into this training product table. You can see we do have these rows into training product table, right? So I hope, guys, this is clear to you how we can insert the data into our table. Right now, guys, what is our next task? We will open the, guys, back office. We will open the back office, and then we will just do the reset configurations of the back office. So firstly, let's wait for the back office to come up. So usually this takes some time after the server comes up. So let's wait for the back office to open. So guys, now you can see the back office is open. Now I am just entering into or logging into the back office with my credentials. The username is admin and the password is NIMDA, NIMDA. And after that, I have just clicked on the login button. So you just have to follow the same steps. So once we open the back office, then we will perform the reset configurations of the back office. So currently I am waiting for to get logged into the back office. So now you can see that it is getting loaded and I am getting logged in into the back office. So once I fully logged in, after that I will perform the reset configurations of the back office. So guys, now you can see I have logged into the back office. So now I am going to reset the configurations of the back office. So for that, what I am going to do, I am going to press the F4 key. So I am going to press the F4 key. So you can see once I have pressed the F4 key, this loading has started and I will be moved to the another window. So there were some questions from some guys in our previous video that in the actual production environment as well, so all users need to do this reset configurations. So answer is no, this is needed by only one user. If one user does this reset configuration, these changes will be reflected to all users. So all other users just have to logged out from their existing login and then they just have to log in again. So that will work for from them as well. So I'm just clicking on the yes button and after that this will start doing the reset configuration of the back office. And for other users they just have to do log out from their existing login, and once they log in again they will see the updated changes of the back office. So currently we are waiting for this reset configuration to finish. This takes almost 13 minutes to get finished.
So guys, now you can see back office reset configuration activity has been finished. Now we will go back to our main window and then we will test our functionality. So how we will go back to our main window? So for that I will press the F4 key again. So I am pressing the F4 key again, and as you can see, once I press the F4 key, it has started loaded, and now I am on the main window. Right now, what we will see whatever the changes we had done in our back office config.xml, we will see whether those changes are getting reflected or not. As you can see over here, guys, we had added a new tree node, right? We had added a new tree node with the name training underscore product. Let's see whether this newly added tree node is shown up or not. If I just scroll down, guys, if I just scroll down uh, a bit, you will see that we will have this training product, right? You can see we do have this training product node, tree node added up here. If I open this training product node, if I open product node, you can see we have type and here. As in the navigation node, we have mentioned type as in product. We can mention one or more types inside a particular node, right? For example, now we have mentioned only one type. You can mention n number of types inside a particular tree node, right? So I hope this is clear to you. So this is the training product type and this is the same type we have over here, right? If I click over here, guys, if I click over here, you will see a new window will get opened and we will see the training product type also getting opened. So I'm just waiting for this to get opened, and once it will get opened, we will see the further parts, right? So as you can see, this is the list part. We will see this as well, whether this has been correctly shown up or not. So firstly, we will, test this simple search functionality. If I just open this, you can see it is still loading. Let's wait for this to get finished. Let's wait for this to get finished with 100%. So guys, you can see now this has opened, and guys, this is the simple search field, right? So if I just search with the article number, for example, if I'm just searching with 1001, right, 23, and if I just press the enter, if I'm just pressing the enter, you will see that it will give me these results, right? So it means this search result, simple search, is working with article number as well. And if I just try to search with the identifier or with the name, right? So if I just try to search with this, like I'm searching hybrid tube, right? So you will find that it will give me the results based on the identifier as well, right? But if I just try to search based on the description, for example, this is my description SDSDAS, right? So if I just try to search with the description, you will see that I am not getting any results. It means my simple search is working only with the either with the article number or with the identifier. Why it is working like this? Because over here, guys, we have mentioned that this simple search should be searchable only with the code and name. That is why I am able to search my data with the code and name. Name is the identifier here, right? So I hope it is clear to you how simple search is working, where we have done this customization. Now if I click on this, you will see we do have these this view. So this view is called as advanced search view, right? Over here we have article number with comparator equals, identifier with comparator contains. So why it is happening? This is happening because over here only, guys, you can see with the name I have given the operator contains. That is why it is like this only. Right now, if I just try to search, give a blank search, so I am trying to give a blank search, and once I do a blank search, so you can see this is the complete data we do have. And over here, guys, this is the list view. This is the list view we do have. This whole view. So over here you can see we have one, two, three, and four columns. Why we have four columns in the list view? So this is because we have given this configuration of the list view, right? So we have given this configuration of the list view. Over here you can see I have given the code name, description, and catalog version. That is why I am seeing these four columns over here. So I hope, guys, this is clear to you, right? If I just open any product, you will see that over here, guys, I have added one attribute into the common area. What I have done, I have added attribute into the training product type, right? And in the common tab, right? In the common tab, then in the common tab, we have a common section. Over here, I have added name, code name, description, and price quantity. Let's verify this as well. I am in the common tab now. As you can see, I am into the common tab, right? So inside this common tab, we have a common section, right? And over here, guys, you can see we have article number, identified, description, and price quantity. These are the attributes which we have given over here. So I hope, guys, this is clear to you how this is working. Even if I try to save anything with a description, that will also work. So I'm just clicking on the save, so that detail will also get saved into the database. So guys, I hope this whole concept is clear to you, and I am again telling I will upload all these code files onto the Google Drive, so you don't need to worry how you can get the access of these complex files, right?
And guys, this is the attribute which we had created with our new item type training product, which we had mentioned over here in our items.xml. So guys, this is all about our chapter number 3 of back office customization. Guys, I hope this video was informative for you and you like this video. And guys, if you like this video, do share this video with your friends. Thank you for watching. Bye.